welcome to episode 82 of Comics and Us. I am TJ.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Lumpy.
And this is the review show that reviews comics chronologically, kind of. Alright, we're going into Detective Comics number 76 here. It was released June 1943. The story we're covering is Slam with Flowers. It was written by H.L. Gold, who I think is new. So,
How's that name?
Uncle Chris?
You just got super loud.
I know. What is going on here? It's
I don't know. Your volume is super loud there.
We're on 76. I was unprepared, TJ.
Uh-huh.
91. I'm getting there. You're supposed to be stolen. Okay. So the cover...
all this is getting cut out. I'm going to go right back into the writer right soon. So...
Are you, you're telling me to do the cover, right?
If you want to. It doesn't matter.
What did you say my name for?
Because you were, super loud all
we were just talking to you because all of a sudden your microphone,
I did?
Really loud in our ears. Yeah.
TJ got loud in my ear. That was weird.
No, you were, exploded in my ear. I was like, what is going on?
Really?
So loud. Yeah.
It's not loud anymore?
No, it's normal now.
It's fine. I don't know what happened.
What the hell happened.
It actually sounded like it started to buzz. It was like, ooh, and then you were like,
what if I do this?
Loud.
Is that it? Or
you are?
I don't know what the hell happened.
You're louder, but not that loud. It sounded like your mic exploded.
It literally sounded like your mic.
I didn't even know why you said my name. I was in the middle of doing something, looking at jokes, and I thought you were telling me to do the cover.
No, we literally just said you because something happened with your mic. I thought it fell or something.
That's funny.
Oh no,
Right.
We weren't even to the cover yet.
No, I was literally on the writer credit.
So what was I saying? Did I say something?
You were you started to say that you don't recognize the writer's name, but then you exploded.
Oh well, I guess you're cutting all that.
Yeah, I'm cutting all this out.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm going to go in and say the writer is, alright? Alright, so the writer is H.L. Gold. I don't know who that is. He must be new or something.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name at all.
I don't either.
It was penciled, inked, and colored by Jerry Robinson, so he did a lot of the job on this one. The letter was George Russo's, and it was edited by Jack Schiff. Yeah, that's about it for that.
So, is Bob Kane not on this?
I mean, he's not credited as right, and he hasn't been credited with a lot of stories in the last few issues that we've been doing, so...
It's just weird, I don't see him at all. Usually at least you catch him on the cover somewheres or something, and he's not at all here.
Another one, Bill Finger is missing a lot too now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe it's just Batman's exploded at this point. I mean, he's selling war bonds left and right, so...
Yes.
It sure is.
So maybe they decided they needed a bigger crew, or maybe they started to move them out at this point. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Alright. Speaking of Frashin in the background.
That was another cat just came out of the ceiling and onto the thing. I didn't realize there was another one up there.
Anyway, Uncle Chris, let me go over the cover.
Alright, we got the Joker coming out of a flower, spraying some kind of stuff out of a spray bottle. Underneath is Batman and Robin with a giant pair of scissors going to cut the flower that the Joker's coming out of.
Yep, this is major spoilers, too. This totally happens in the comic.
Well, it has to, because every comic they get shrunk down to plant size, don't they?
Yeah, yes, I guess.
They must. It's on the cover every time. They're tiny.
Yep. Those are either really big scissors or really small people.
Well, the plant's big, too, so the people got to be small.
So, the thing says poison, but do you think it was shrinking gas?
Maybe it poisons them and shrinks them.
Anyway, the comic's 10 cents still, by the way. And it says at the bottom, Batman and Robin versus their favorite enemy, the Joker, in Slay 'em with Flowers. So do Batman and Robin just have favorite enemies that they just...
Well, they're not supposed to tell which one is their favorite, because then the other ones get upset.
Well, that's my point. Do they go around saying, hey, we love fighting the Joker over and over again?
Yeah. You guys are fun to fight, but we're no jokers.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, maybe they mention it to the writers every once in a while. Like, hey, bring back Joker. We really like fighting him.
So, Yeah, I guess that's it for the cover.
Well, yeah, it is, sure. And then you go onto the splash page.
Nope, because...
Hey, guess what happens on the splash page?
Yeah.
They add a little red.
Hold on, we're not at the splash page. Before the splash page, we do not get a Superman secret code.
Uh-oh, Batman's bigger than Superman now, that's why.
No, we get an advertisement for the Big 8 in comics.
What are the Big 8?
We got Detective Comics, Adventure Comics, Flash Comics, Action Comics, Fun Comics, Sensational Comics, which has a picture of Wonder Woman up in the corner, Star Spangled Comics, and All American Comics. And that's it. That's all it is. It's just an advertisement for the comics. Alright, now we can go on the splash page. Lumpy, what's happening on the splash page?
So the Joker is popping out of a flower, and he's spraying poison.
No, there's no spraying. There's no spray.
You're right. There's no spray this time. The flower's now red. Batman and Robin are still cutting with giant scissors. Same plant. They added a little watering can in the background.
Actually, watering.
On mine, the flowers at the bottom are like, because this one now says slaying with flowers in like kind of a funny font, but the flowers are like green, like puke green.
It is like toxic waste. Yeah, me too.
They also added a gardening trail down in the left corner too. In this one.
Yes, they did.
This is like playing those. What's the difference in the pictures between the cover and the splash page?
It really is. It really is. It's basically the same picture, but there's a couple little differences. Colors mainly.
All right, going into the story proper. So we open up with a Joker and two of his goons in a flower shop arranging flowers, and apparently they stole it from the former flower owner Petals, which is an interesting Mr. Petal, I should say. Which is an interesting name for someone running a flower shop. So yeah, a customer comes to the shop, and the Joker, I guess in the span of 30 seconds, manages to put on a disguise. Like, he's bald, looks like he has regular skin.
I mean, they do warn him and tell him to put one on.
Yeah, it's one panel.
Yeah, but the customer must be, like, right outside. They can see him.
Yeah, but they say, Joker, you better put on your disguise. A customer's coming.
Yeah, anyway, this guy comes in. He's representing some guy named Mr. Johnson, who is a rich guy who has the best security in the city, I guess. And so the disguised Joker sells him a potted plant, and then the guy takes it back to the mansion, and the Joker takes off the disguise, saying that in an hour we're going to go to there and walk right in and steal everything despite all the security. So an hour later, they show up with gas masks, they walk in, everyone's asleep, and they rob the place blind.
So they waited an hour? They let them people sleep there for an hour before they came back?
No, I'm assuming the twists coming at the end. It's on a delayed timer.
Okay.
So they had to wait for it to go off because you don't want the guy to get knocked out in the car on the way home.
True.
Yeah, I wonder what triggers it, or I guess maybe it is a timer.
They tell you when Batman discovers, hey.
Oh, that it's okay. I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, the Joker leaves his calling card as the people come to and say, hey, the Joker, leave it to the Joker to spring a puzzler on us. So that's going to be a Batman villain at some time, you know?
Mm-hmm, the puzzler.
The puzzler.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I don't know. So, I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. Anyway, they're like, this is strange. The puzzle, what, know who figures them all out? All Joker's plans out? Batman. Let's call Batman. So they use the bat signal, and I guess they skipped the scene with Commissioner Gordon this time because we cut to the next day where Bruce and Dick are walking into, I'm not even sure what this is, to some kind of flower show? A flower show?
Yeah.
Go into a flower show. It says it right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what you call it, though. It's like, I mean, it is a flower show, but like a convention. It's like a flower convention.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's a whole bunch of different vendors who set their flowers up and stuff.
You know, the 1940s, in the 1940s, people must have been really, really bored because they seem to have shows for everything.
Yeah, they don't have TV.
That's true.
Yes, they do.
It's funny. Yeah,
but they don't all have TVs, right? Like, they have TV, but not every... I mean, Batman and Robin listen to the radio every night.
Well, they have radio.
Yeah, they have radio. I mean, you can only listen to so much radio.
You have books.
TJ, I just want you to know that this still happens today.
What, flower shows?
Yeah, they do.
Flower shows.
Yeah.
Like, It's
Philadelphia
huge.
Convention Center has one every
at
year.
the convention center. But it's just like they have conventions for basically everything. It's just something if you're not like, you ever hear of Comic-Con?
No.
Right, that's what I was getting at. Like, because you're interested in comics, you've heard of Comic-Con. People who are interested in flowers go to flower shows.
Everybody's heard of Comic-Con. It's the thing when you think of conventions.
But, well, that's for you, but I'm saying...
I'm saying no,
before...
generally, that's the thing when you think of conventions.
But you say that, but conventions... forever, like in high school, we went to the flower show for one of our conventions for school and stuff like that. It's actually a really big deal even nowadays. So I don't know how far it goes back, but apparently they did it in the 40s too.
Do they have rose bushes worth $10,000?
Possibly more. They do like
they do, yeah. They do crazy.
They do like these huge displays and like so Disney, for example, has Flower and Garden, which is that. Not necessarily a convention. They kind of decorate everything for
like a
that,
festival.
and then they have festival for
That's
it.
just a garden.
No, but they decorate the whole place with different flowers, and they
which
make
is a garden
scenes and but you're not understanding. It's a very big deal. People,
it's the entire
into
park
this
and
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is not the first arbitrary thing we had a show for.
Well, but I think that it happens a lot more than you think. They have shows for... I just went to a SOD convention.
You did? You did go to
I did. I legitimately went. It was a week-long SOD convention. But nobody ever hears that because you're just not... You wouldn't be interested in it.
You're not wrong, but my question
you're not in the SOD game.
My question is these conventions such a big deal that it's worth robbing them?
I mean, anything you pay entry to and people show up to, I guess, right?
Well, and I guess it depends. Money. They're not stealing the money; they're stealing the flowers.
That's true. If you
went to rob Comic-Con,
I mean, I guess.
I'm just saying you could leave with some serious merchandise if you robbed Comic-Con.
I guess you're right. I just don't think it's worth it. I guess.
I mean, I would agree with you on that. It's a little far fetched for them to rob the flower show. I think they used it for this.
Do they have? What's it called? Where the in between guy that sells things.
Yeah, like vendors.
No, the where you give the jewels to a middleman and he sells it. What are those people called?
A fence.
Fence. Do they have flower fences?
I mean, they're flower
They have fences
shops.
with flowers on them. They do have fences with flowers on them.
Like, if that's a $10,000 rose bush, right? That they're stealing.
What are you going to do with it? Yeah.
Well, that's my point. Are they going to display it at a shop and try to sell it for $10,000?
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. Like, yeah.
Well, so I'll give you this. So you would think that for art, right? If it was an art convention, you could go in and steal a piece of art. And you might, I wouldn't pay $10,000 for the art, but
right.
there's a market for it somewhere where people would sell that. So, like, a crazy one that actually might be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, but
which would be easy to sell would be a bonsai tree.
The difference between art and a $10,000 rose bush is that the art's not going to die in a week.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. The rose bush thing's a little far-fetched, but if I told you that I had a bonsai set up, that might be worth $50,000.
Are you sure you don't have a bonsai set up? It sounds like something you would have.
I might.
Karate
I'm not going to tell people because then I'm going to get robbed.
Danielson has one.
Yes.
Whatever. My point was this is ridiculous.
I was trying to tell you that it's not as ridiculous as you think.
Even if it's more common than I think it is, it's still ridiculous.
This conversation got ridiculous.
It definitely did. It went off the rails.
Anyhow.
I don't even remember where we are.
Flowers.
Bruce and Dick are going to the flower show. They show up and they find that that it's being robbed. And then I guess they turn around and walk out and get changed.
Who robs a flower show? Yeah, they say it's getting robbed. Well, no, it does say something about swift switch in the shelter of the elevator shaft, and then they come in with their outfits on.
But that's bullcrap. It's already been established in Canada. It takes them a half hour to get changed.
Yeah, but then they can slide down a pole and do it eventually, so.
No, that's a TV show. That's not comic. Different lures.
I think that half hour thing, though, has gone away.
Yeah, they
over
switched
the
pretty
last,
fast.
because that half hour was big back when we first started this. Now, they literally just change in a flash.
Yeah, but
it's done.
that's because they don't need to get changed. They wear their outfits underneath.
They do, you're right.
But they say they switch in this one. That's different.
They do say it. They do state that they switch.
Anyway, I just also want to say about this comic, the Joker remembers the flowers.
That's a
We
deep
don't talk
cut
about
for
that.
Yep, that's a deep cut for anyone who's actually listened from the beginning.
Yes, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about the flowers.
Anyway, so Batman and Robin rush in. They get in a fight. They start beating up Joker and his goons, throwing flower pants at them. But then they start to feel dizzy all of a sudden, and then they pass out.
So is that a knockout? Do we count that as a knockout?
I mean, Joker did knock him out.
Yeah, it's knockout gas.
So it is Bat knockout number 51, Robin knockout number 35.
Robin's not catching up at all. He needs to catch up. Usually they both get knocked out at the same time, though. That's a problem.
Yeah, it tends to be an issue.
So Batman was just there by himself for a while before Robin showed up, that's all.
The only other thing is also that a lot of times Batman gets knocked out and then Robin has to save him, too.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
So, that's why Batman still continues to climb a lot.
Well, and this is the problem here. So he gets knocked out. Let's put him somewhere where we know he's going to die, but we're not going to watch it again.
You know, you say that because they do put him in the elevator, and then they cut the elevator things and to drop the elevator down. And I'm not sure how elevator safety protocols work in the 40s, so maybe they could just do that. It's not the worst.
No, it's definitely not the worst.
It's not the worst.
What they could have done was let the elevator go up and just throw them down the shaft.
That's true.
There's no getting out of that one.
No, you're right
just
about
throw them
that.
down the elevator shaft. Yeah, you don't need to do all this work. You can just chuck them down the elevator shaft and be done with it.
And even I also noticed because of this whole instance, it's been like a theme for a while that when these crooks go into like a place, they never have a gun anymore.
Oh, I never noticed.
No,
I like this one though. In this comic, they actually bring to their attention that these guys always get out of this stuff.
Yeah. But like they only bring guns anymore when Batman and Robin starts interfering.
That's true.
Yeah, when they first get there to do it, they don't need the guns.
So it's like everyone knows Gotham's an easy place to rob. You just gotta make sure you carry a gun when Batman and Robin decide to interfere.
Well, they're like, should I grab this gun? And they're like, why? Batman and Robin are the only ones going to come. They don't have guns. What's the difference?
Yeah, and it's going to be 5 days before they decide to get involved in this one anyway.
Right. We get to do 10 crimes before they even notice us, so what the hell?
Anyway, apparently there's, a lever for the automatic brakes in the elevators that Batman hits.
I mean, I could understand that, but you're hurtling through the air. Like, it would probably be hard to pull that lever, wouldn't it?
I still don't understand. The automatic brakes you would assume they hold on to the cable is what stops it. So if the cable is cut,
no, that's not how the brakes work at all. Well, at least not in today's standards.
Well, because if it's connected to the cable and the cable breaks, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, so they have brakes along the sides of the walls that usually halt the thing there. I think it's a set of wall, but there's a whole mechanism that the brakes stop if the cable breaks and stuff. At least in today's, I don't know how it worked in 1940.
I didn't even know they still used cables.
They might not actually, but I know like when they did, there was the automatic brakes that did that.
It was something that actually grabbed the wall and not the.
So,
why didn't they just wait until right before they hit the ground and jump?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Mythbusters did that, and it didn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Anyway, they stop the elevator with the automatic brakes, and they climb out of the elevator, and they go outside, and I guess they lose them, right? Is this where they lose them? Yeah, they lose them here, because they find them later.
Yeah. Too late, Joker's gone.
So, they decide to go back to the Johnson mansion, where it was eventually, it was first robbed, and they learn where they bought the flag. There was actually a bit of detective work in it that actually made sense in this. They actually go back to places that was robbed and find out where it was stolen from. He didn't just happen upon the flower store like he normally does.
Yeah. He didn't just show up and see the Joker at the flower shop one day.
They actually gave us a little detective work for being the greatest detective in the world, or whatever they say.
Right, so he gets the flowers, and they examine the flowers, but they can't figure out how the Joker's doing it, because there's nothing wrong with these flowers, they're just flowers. So later, they are scouting out the Petals flower shop, and they follow. They follow them, right? Yeah, they follow them. I don't still know where they're going.
I'm not sure either. It's what I'm trying to see.
They're stopping at the Venus Arms where Fillmore lives, but I'm not sure who Fillmore is.
Yeah, I don't know. They went to see Fillmore.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Fillmore is. Is he another guy that Robin, maybe? Because, it literally doesn't tell you who Fillmore is or why he's going there.
Oh, yeah, here it is. The Joker picks his victims carefully. Say, that's Percy Fillmore, millionaire, going into the florist. Let's see what's happening. So then they follow Fillmore back home, and the guys are coming to rob Fillmore. He's a millionaire.
Oh,
he got flowers from the flower shop.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, that was tough to figure out. I had to go back and reread.
Anyway, so Batman's following him, but Batman's not very inconspicuous because the kid sees the Batmobile and points it out to his dad.
You know, I didn't. When I was reading this and I read that part, I'm like, wait, doesn't everybody see the Batmobile then? And they're following this. How come Joker and his guys didn't notice
that's my
that
point.
the Batmobile was like? When I read this comic, I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But
maybe Joker doesn't use his rear view mirrors.
They didn't have rear view mirrors in the 40s.
Okay. They didn't have mirrors in the 40s either.
No, they weren't invented. They weren't invented in the 50s. Yeah.
Okay. So, they follow him, they go to the place, and just Batman and Robin starts beating them up, beating up the thugs again. So the Joker pulls out a gun, which is, I guess, full of chloroform spoilers, and knocks them out again. So, this one is... What did I just say? 52 for Batman, 36 for Robin. And this time...
See, there it goes, though. They say, Batman, what, again? I can't destroy you.
Yeah. And they got Batman and Robin knocked out again. And this time, this one's stupid. They should just, at this point, they have guns. They should just shoot them in the face.
That's the thing. They never do that.
Yeah.
And I get it, it's the comics, like, you can't kill the guy off, but it's like, you're trying to kill him, but you won't actually just kill him.
Shoot him in the chest and, like, say, oh, it was bulletproof vest or something, you know?
They don't even try that stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, they lock Batman and Robin in a room and they turn on the gas. I guess they're hoping to suffocate them to death. But, no, that doesn't happen because Batman and Robin wake up and they push against the door really hard and it falls over.
No, they pull the door hinges off.
I know.
Okay. Because it's like, it does really work like that. But they're too weak to do anything else, so they pull the door hinges off. And he doesn't, like, have a screwdriver. They don't just pull out those things. Like, apparently, you gotta put a screwdriver on it and pound on it.
You don't know what 1940s pins are.
Yeah, maybe they're nice and oiled.
Well, see, the pins you're trying to pull are from the 40s.
Oh, still, right, that's true.
So back then, they might have still been loose. Yeah. Because I'll tell you right now, my house was built in 1928. You ain't pulling a pin in this house. I know. I can't get them out with a hammer and chisel.
Right, and a screwdriver, and
They do not come out. I don't give a what you do. You are not getting that pin out.
Anyway, after he moves the pin, then he pushes really hard against it, and the door falls over. And so they get out, and the place was robbed because, of course, it is. So they have an idea. Well, Batman thinks he knows what's going on, so he gets in disguise. Well, he doesn't actually get in disguise. He goes to the flower shop as Bruce Wayne's and decides to buy flowers so that using him and Wayne Manor as bait.
Yeah.
And so he goes and buys a flower, and the Joker in disguise. It is a pretty neat scene to see the two interacting in disguise.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Bruce interacting with the Joker, but
both pretending to not be who they are.
Yeah,
so. And so Bruce buys a plant, and the Joker celebrates. Essentially, we're going to go rob Bruce Wayne. This is going to be a fortune that we're stolen. Back at Wayne Manor, Wayne is, I guess, he says fluoroscope, but it's just an X-ray machine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
We learned in the next issue that's definitely an X-ray machine. But yeah, so he X-rays the potted plant, and there's a machine inside. It's a clockwork that Bruce says he calls it a clockwork. So at the appointed time, a cloud of chloroform is released, and then it drugs them and knocks them out. And then when he comes and robs the place, he takes the machine out so that no one knows that it was there.
Right.
I mean, I guess you don't go digging in the dirt looking for machines in your potted plants, so I guess it's an okay plan.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan. I mean, but you don't get to pick who you rob. It's whoever comes and buys flowers, then, right?
It's got flaws and it's very elaborate. But I guess
but that's why they go into it early. The reason they picked Mr. Petal's shop is because he's the trusted florist of all of the rich people.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's why they gave that info at the beginning.
Yeah, because it is the Joker. It is right up his alley. So I guess. Anyway, so Bruce empties the chloroform thing out of the thing so he doesn't get knocked out, and then he summons Alfred because we have to make sure remind you that Alfred's still around.
Yeah. And this Alfred always wants to fight people and stuff. He's got his dukes up and everything.
And Bruce is like, calm down. We just need you to pretend that you're going to fall asleep and don't get involved.
Yeah, settle down, Alfred. You and your dukes. Big fat dukes.
And so Joker comes in with his goons, and they're starting to rob Wayne Manor as they all pretend to sleep. And Bruce, in his fake sleep, says Nazi war bonds. And I didn't get this one. And Alfred says, I can't understand the policy of non-resistance.
Why you didn't fight back? Why didn't you fight back right now?
Well, based on the war bond thing, is that something to do with the war?
Oh, yeah, like a play on words? I don't know. I don't know what was going on at the time.
There must have been some kind of anti-war thing going on or something. I don't know. Anyway, so Joker robs them, and they leave. And so they get dressed really quickly. Batman and Robin do. It's so fast that even Robin's like, I can't go any faster. I rip my cane if I do, because that's important. And so they get out there and they find the Joker's car and they follow him to their hideout because they have to go through this whole plan because the Joker didn't hide the loot in the flower shop in the first place. He hid it in a different place. So they had to follow him there. And so they follow him there and Batman shows up and Joker yet again says, how are you still alive?
Yeah, nothing kills these guys.
And so, Batman punches a guy, and Robin uses a hose on another guy. Joker gets punched in the face. One of the Joker tries to shoot Batman, but Robin throws something.
It's a rake, but I don't know what happens. Like, there's an upside down guy. And
there's a guy's head landing on the rake. So I'm like, did Robin throw the guy onto the rake to make the end of the rake hit the gun?
Oh, I think that is what happened.
That's how I was trying to figure out. I'm like, I don't know exactly a kill for Robin. Happened. It might be.
Either that guy's got a rake in his head, or he landed on his face upside down and broke his neck.
I mean, he is laying there, almost looks decapitated in the bottom panel.
It does.
I don't know, the way it's drawn doesn't make it look possible that it happened, but it did.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea how it happened, but apparently it worked.
Anyway, whatever happened, that gun that they said they didn't have, he had that time, and they got rid of it.
So, the Joker and the remaining group run into a bulletproof glass house, or hot house for plants and stuff. And they say they got the flower owners in here, and that they can't come any closer or call the cops or they're going to kill the guard. So Batman and Robin are like, okay. So they go inside, they get one of Joker's barrels of chloroform, put it into the heating system so that it fills the hothouse and puts them to sleep.
Okay, so what was Joker's plan? They were going to stay in there forever?
I guess.
I mean, right? Because he's like, you can't come in here or I'll kill him. Okay, so what do you want us to do? He didn't ask for nothing?
He was just like hoping they would go away, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, we're inside this bulletproof house now, so you guys can just leave or else we're going to kill this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Batman and Robin call the cops. They come, they arrest the Joker and his goons, and then Batman leaves a poem with a bunch of flowers that he left for Joker and the goons. I'm not reading that. You can read it.
Roses are red. Violets are blue. Your friends are going to jail, and so are you. Batman and Robin.
The end.
He didn't even put his little bat stamp on that one either.
No ink blot.
No, they didn't want, he didn't have enough time to just smear some ink on it.
Apparently, the website didn't like this one too much because all it says is appearances: Slay 'em with Flowers, individuals: Batman, Robin, Alfred Pennyworth, Joker, Jason Johnson's only appearance, and Percy Fillmore only appearance. That is all it says. There's no locations. There's no, he usually have items that he used. None of that stuff.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I have locations and stuff.
Do you?
Yeah, I have Gotham City, Wayne Manor, Bat Signal, and Batmobile.
Bat Signal.
They did use the bat signal. Remember, and they didn't show
I do say
Commissioner
that.
Gordon. They just showed the bat signal.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the Joker's gotten really goofy over the last few things.
I didn't think this one was so goofy, though. Did you?
Yeah, no, that's my point. This is the least ridiculous of his plans in a while.
Yeah, in a while, I'll agree.
And it's still ridiculous, though.
Yeah, well, they have to be a little bit ridiculous, but I didn't think this one was as bad as some of them were pretty bad.
Right.
I like this comic. I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
Again, I had the same problem again. Like, the story I thought was decent, and I thought it was going somewhere, and then it was like, oh shit, we're running out of pages, let's end it. And they run into a hothouse and get knocked out. And yeah, it's like, that's my only really downfall in them. I think they're still really good, but they're still rushing that ending.
There's that, and from the notes that I'm reading on this is the 19th Joker plot that's happened. And at this point, it's just to the point where the Joker just does not feel like a threat anymore. He's a joke.
No, they try to make him a threat, but he's not. He's really a non-entity.
You just wait. Eventually he will be.
Yeah, I mean, he does.
I'm glad they stuck with it, you know?
Yeah.
But as of right now, we can tell it's starting to get closer to that, Silver Age of comics where all the stupid things happen because things are getting really watered down.
Yeah, I can't wait till it gets really stupid.
But, right now we're still in the middle of wartime, so they gotta be a somewhat kind of,
right.
So, who knows. Anyway, that's that one. Anything else to say about that?
What flower does the Joker have on his face?
What?
2 lips. Get it? 2 lips. You didn't like that one?
No, because you just added the word. You just added Joker to
Listen,
that joke.
it worked. I wrote that. I just wrote that. I wrote a Joker in on it.
I know you wrote Joker on a joke that you stole from somewhere else.
I thought you were going to go with, baking flour.
Oh, yeah. Nah.
It wasn't good. I didn't say it was good. I just thought that's where you were going.
I did. This one sounds like it's from the 40s. Are we still recording?
Yes, we're still recording.
Listen to this one. A man gives flower... No, that's not even the one. Where is it? A man goes into a flower shop to get a bouquet for his wife. He said, it's crazy how much money you got to spend on something that's just going to die. And the guy says, I know. And then you got to buy him flowers, too. Spend all the money on his wife that's just going to die.
Lump, did you hear that?
Not at all.
Okay.
He cut out completely.
Halfway through the joke, you cut out. Not
you
really.
Were gone.
You don't really need to.
Let's do this one again. Come on, it's a funny one. A man goes into a flower shop trying to pick out the perfect bouquet for his wife. He says, it's crazy how much money you got to spend on something that's just going to die. Then the guy who owns the flower shop says, I know. And then you got to buy them flowers, too. Get it? You spend all that money on your wife?
Yeah, I'm stopping.